Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, warring gangs spur violence in St. Andrew South. Following the tragic deaths of two people in Seaview Gardens, Superintendent Damon Manderson, commanding officer for the St. Andrew South Police Division, is urging Jamaicans to remain vigilant and cooperative, especially as the festive season approaches. If you see something, say something. People come in your community, you don't know them, talk to us. Because there is that probability that they're hiding something or they're hiding from someone, Manderson said. The division continues to grapple with high levels of crime. In 2023, it recorded 111 murders, the highest in the country, and up to this month had already recorded 107 murders. Manderson attributed this to gang and gangsters, both locally behind the bars and overseas, who are bent on controlling turf, controlling individuals, directing what takes place, when, how, and at their own pace and timing. The most recent murder that happened in the division was around 9:45 a.m. on Thursday, when the bodies of 49-year-old Fabian Edwards and a midget believed to be an American citizen were discovered with multiple gunshot wounds in a shed next to a container along Pacific Boulevard. Manderson told the news that although investigations are ongoing, Edwards was deported from the U.S. some years ago and was well known to the police for being associated with criminals and criminal activities. He said the police recovered a semi-automatic pistol loaded with 11 rounds of ammunition from the scene. He noted that increased gang violence often spills into public spaces and gatherings, raising the risk of mass incidents. As a precaution, law enforcement officials frequently impose curfews or deny permits for events in hotspots to minimize potential violence. Truth be told is, one can never determine who attends a public event, and so it is critical to ensure that you do whatever possible to curtail such movements of individuals who may very well appear, and then confrontations and mass incidents unfold, Manderson said. He said there will be an assessment of Seaview Gardens, and if necessary, a curfew will be implemented to ensure the safety of residents. Woman puzzled as a fiancé dies in hospital. Instead of making wedding plans with her fiancé, a Wilton Gardens Kingston resident said she is now faced with the painful task of planning his funeral. Sitting in her community on Thursday, Katie Brown's voice trembled as she questioned how her spouse Michael Adams died. The 23-year-old, who was being held at the Denham Town Police Station on murder charges, died at the Kingston Public Hospital on October 7. He was admitted on October 4. All now I don't know how him dead, because him leave go in jail healthy. Only thing him trouble with a little asthma, and it's not that kill him. All this is mysterious. At 3.5 years we are together, and we were planning to get married. It's last year on October 7 we got engaged, and him dead October 7 this year, Brown said. Adams, more commonly known as the Blacks, was featured on the police's Wanted Wednesday page in July. He was apprehended in Portland on August 6. The news obtained a copy of Adams's burial certificate that stated that his cause of death was pending lab results. A post-mortem examination was conducted at Tranquility Funeral Home on Wednesday. The last time I see him was September 22, but him never look okay. Me know him did want to talk to me, but because the police was there, him never say anything. Him just never look like himself, and him lose weight. But me I say I probably stress of being in lockup, she said. Me go visit before that, and the police a call out him name to come collect him food. And me no hear my answer. The police come back and tell me say him weak and can't stand up. Me go home and go cry. Brown, 39, said she did not know Adams had been admitted until 2 days later when she went to the lockup with water and food. Police say Adams dey up a hospital, and me ask why, and him say me must go up there go find out. When me go to the hospital, them say him wasn't registered in the system, and me must go by the police post. The police at the post say me must go back to Denham Town for a letter to give permission. Denham Town tell me say me don't need a letter, and it was a back and forth thing. And the day done, and me never see him for a second or a minute. May end up carrying a change of clothes for him, and not even that never got through, Brown said. She said the following morning she returned to Denhamtown, and after waiting for a few minutes, she was told that Adams had passed away. When them say him pass, me ask them, pass go away, because Michael couldn't pass the station and go nowhere. The police repeat again, say him pass off, and me keep on and ask them which part him pass go. That never once crossed my mind because me know say him did healthy when him go in a lockup. When them say him dead, me ask how that fi happen, and them get him good. Same time me walk out of the station, and at the mercy of God carry me up a me yard, she said. Brown said Adams was no angel, but had got baptized earlier this year and was turning his life around. Back then, before me know him was a in the street youth, a doing badness. Since me and him get involved, he make a turn around for the better, she said. UWI takes a gardener to court. A gardener narrowly avoided having a criminal record after he was charged for being in a restricted area at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. The man, visibly relieved as he exited the court, let out a sigh and declared, According to the prosecutor, the gardener was found inside the engineering lab, a designated restricted area. Senior Parish Judge Sanchez Burrell appeared perplexed at the severity of the charge. Was he building a nuclear bomb? Burrell quipped. The prosecutor explained that the charge was laid under Section 6.1 of the University of the West Indies Mona Security Act, which states, a person shall not enter or remain in a restricted area unless that person is a member of staff who works in that restricted area, a security officer on duty, or is so authorized by the committee. The gardener's lawyer argued that his client's presence in the restricted area was unintentional. He was put there by a lecturer. What is happening is that the lecturer and the university are at odds, the lawyer explained. Despite this defense, Burrell pointed out the strictness of the legislation. The lecturer actions cannot trump the legislation provisions. It's strict liability, he said. The judge further empathized with the gardener, acknowledging the power dynamics on the campus. On the university campus, lecturers are demigods, so if a lecturer gives a gentleman like this instructions, I am minded to think that maybe he does not even know what's going on, she reasoned. Ultimately, the gardener pleaded guilty to being in a restricted area, but was admonished and discharged. Burrell ensured the defendant understood the importance of restricted areas and the legal implications of accessing them without a proper authorization. Taxi group head wants end to deadly potholes. Following the tragic deaths of 2 individuals in less than 2 months because of accidents allegedly caused by potholes, the president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Service, Edgerton Newman, is calling for urgent action to address the worsening state of the nation's roads. If the roads are not addressed, we're going to have more of what happened yesterday, and the government need to understand that we are losing our people because of this, Newman said. He said that there are some potholes over a decade old in the nation's roads. The roads are not being fixed properly. The roads are not being maintained properly, and more so, the roads are not being built properly, Newman added. Right now, if you take a drive on the St. Thomas new piece of carpet, you will notice that many parts of the road are in disrepair right now, and the roads have not been officially opened as yet, but we have breakaways, we have major cracks in the road, Newman said. 2 days ago, 26-year-old motorcyclist Shanoy Irving lost his life in Hanover after swerving to avoid a pothole and colliding with a truck. On October 11, 33-year-old Sabrina Garwood died in a motor vehicle crash in St. James, which was reportedly caused by a pothole. Garwood was a passenger in a car traveling along the Brandon Hill Main Road around 1:15 a.m. when the driver lost control after hitting a pothole near the Blossom Gardens Children's Home. The vehicle then crashed into a concrete wall. It is not uncommon for these potholes to cause accidents. I was taking a taxi from Halfway Tree to the Mountain View area a week ago, and as the man was trying to miss one pothole, dropped in another one, and he burst 2 tires at the same time, Newman said. Renowned analyst Dr. Paris Lee Jr. said that although driver behavior remains the leading cause of road crashes, deteriorating road conditions significantly contribute to unsafe driving practices. As a result, potholes have become a common hazard, leading to both accidents and vehicular damage. Newman said that the deplorable road conditions are also affecting the commuters. We have to sometimes be charging 2 or 3 times the fare for commuters because we have to detour 4 miles, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want to overcharge our passengers. But the fact is, because of the road condition, we have to do this, Newman said. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.